Have you ever felt like life is gently pushing you in a direction you didn't plan? It is no coincidence that you are here at this exact second. What I'm about to tell you isn't for everyone, but it is for those who feel that something new is about to be born. If you've noticed a strange restlessness inside you, stay with me, because that's the sign you were waiting for. This isn't just another video on your list. It's a meeting point with your purpose. What we're going to share today will change the way you see your daily challenges. Stay until the end, because we're going to discover a truth that few manage to perceive. It's curious how life works. Sometimes we think that chance places certain messages before us, but in reality, there's an invisible resonance that connects us to what we need to hear. You didn't arrive here by a simple navigational error. There are moments in existence that are like doors that open only once. If you pass by, the landscape changes. This is one of those moments where your attention is the most valuable resource. Often, we navigate the world guided by ideas instilled in us by others. We grew up believing there was only one path, following patterns that, if we're honest, haven't brought us the peace we seek. You probably feel like something's off, and that's okay. It's not that you're failing. It's that the tools you were given are no longer suitable for the level of growth you're experiencing now. The clarity you seek won't come from doing the same old things. Sometimes, the truth feels a little uncomfortable at first. That resistance you might be feeling right now isn't negative. It's simply your inner self acknowledging that it's about to release an old burden. I want you to allow yourself to feel that connection today. Many of the requests you made silently, in those moments of utter solitude, are finding their answer not in material things, but in a profound shift within yourself. Pay close attention to this. Well-being and fulfillment aren't on some distant date. They're happening now, as your eyes open to a new perspective. But there's a fundamental truth we must accept. We can't receive the new with our hands full of the old. To see the results you've longed for, you need to be fully present. This change isn't just a fleeting motivation that fades the moment you turn off your screen. We're talking about a transformation that touches the very core of your being. If you're ready to let go of distractions and focus on what truly matters, then you're in the right place. What we are experiencing is not superficial. It is a complete restructuring of your inner self. Feel how the pieces of your life are beginning to fall into place. That feeling that things are settling into place faster than usual is not your imagination. It is the answer to a sincere search for coherence and peace. However, for this harmony to manifest, your presence must be complete. Distraction at this point in your life carries real weight. Sometimes, doubting our abilities or postponing our inner peace distances us from the opportunities that are already before us. That's why it's essential that you recognize yourself today as someone capable of receiving this well-being. As a way to seal this commitment to yourself and this message, I invite you to take a simple yet meaningful action. If you feel these words resonate with you, please like and subscribe to this video. This isn't an algorithm. It's a way of telling the universe that you're ready to receive clarity. I also invite you to write, "I am in harmony," in the comments. By declaring these words, you reinforce your intention and connect with a community that, like you, is seeking a higher purpose. Those who delve deep and stay until the end are the ones who truly understand the depth of this shift. Many people let these moments of reflection slip by amidst the noise of daily life, only realizing much later the valuable guidance they ignored. The time to align yourself with your purpose is now. Postponing your inner peace always brings with it an emptiness you don't need to carry. What is about to be revealed on your path may challenge what you have previously considered safe or stable. It's natural to feel a little overwhelmed by the new, but remember that this process is preparing you for a spiritual authority and a sense of serenity you have never experienced before. Don't see this as just a video. See it as a call to your true self. There are truths that aren't spoken immediately because they require the heart to be ready to receive them. That moment of maturity has arrived for you. While many in the world wander lost, chasing illusions that promise much but deliver nothing, you are choosing a path of substance. What once seemed solid and distanced you from your center is now losing its power. This awakening process can be intense, but it is the only path to a life with true meaning. Sometimes, the truth strikes like lightning, shattering structures we thought were indestructible. What lacks a solid foundation must be removed to make room for what truly endures. Perhaps you've wondered, in the stillness of night, why your path seems more fraught than others. Why has silence been your constant companion? And why have the answers taken so long to arrive? I want to tell you something with complete sincerity. Nothing you've experienced has been in vain. Every question, every moment of weariness, and every stage of endurance was your training ground. You're not seeing this by chance. This message has a clear purpose and acknowledges your effort. You are capable of holding on to the clarity that is being given to you today. That feeling of weight you're experiencing isn't a burden. It's the beginning of a liberation that will allow you to walk with greater confidence. It's natural for fear and hope to arise simultaneously. True transformation always requires us to leave behind the comfort of the familiar. While many get lost in superficiality, you are being placed in a position where you can restore your inner balance. This call is not a faint whisper. It's a necessary interruption to your routine to reorganize your priorities. We are entering a stage where truth begins to align with your actions. Your life has not been a series of random events, but conscious preparation for this very moment. Like those throughout history who accepted their purpose at the right time, you stand before an opportunity that brooks no further delay. Postponing your personal well-being is, in a way, a lack of commitment to the gift of your own life. The stage is set for your life, and the curtain rises today. What you decide in this moment has a profound impact on your future and the future of those around you. The world is changing rapidly, and while you can't control what happens outside, you can synchronize your inner rhythm with the peace that is rightfully yours. Every unnecessary pause only prolongs a state of unease you no longer need to carry. Feel the ground beneath your feet and acknowledge where you stand. Fear will always try to take control, but your true purpose only requires you to take one step forward. Doubt is merely an echo of your past, an old noise that no longer defines who you are. What resonates within you today cuts through any confusion. Reflection has done its part. Now, the next step is conscious action. Ascend toward that version of yourself that has been patiently waiting on the horizon. It's time to move forward with your eyes wide open to see where your new path leads. Sometimes, as a society, we get used to celebrating only what we see on the outside. We live chasing goals that, when we achieve them, leave us with a strange feeling of emptiness. We were taught that success was about accumulating things or seeking the applause of others, while our true inner compass was forgotten. But I want to tell you that this isn't a criticism of you, but a necessary awakening. By observing your own path, you may identify certain recurring patterns. How many decisions have you made based on fear rather than your purpose? Perhaps you made compromises that dampened your enthusiasm, or maintained relationships that slowly distance you from your true self. Don't punish yourself for it. Acknowledgement is the first step toward returning home. The most beautiful thing about this process is that nothing you experienced was wasted. Every misstep brought with it a valuable lesson. Your mistakes aren't marks of shame, but mirrors that show you exactly which areas of your life need a little more light and attention. There's a hidden goodness in what we call failure, because many times it was nothing more than a disguised redirection. The moment you understand this, the weight of guilt disappears. Today you can stand tall with newfound clarity. Regret no longer has the power to write your story. You are at that precise point where confusion transforms into certainty, and where aimless wandering becomes a determined march toward what you love. Your inner light is ready to shine brighter than ever before. What's coming next in your life won't be a simple superficial change. We're talking about a profound restoration of your well-being. Many things you once took for granted or felt were unchangeable will begin to transform. What you saw as a distant dream will begin to become clear before your eyes. You were prepared for this moment long before you could understand it. Every personal battle, every moment of sadness, and every time you silently cried out for help has shaped the strength that sustains you today. This is the moment your inner self has been patiently awaiting. If you feel these words are giving meaning to what you're experiencing today, I invite you to act with intention. Support this content and share it with someone who needs a little hope, so that together, reaching others with a message of encouragement is one of the purest forms of service. If you feel these words can bring light to someone else, I invite you to share this video and subscribe, so we can continue growing together as a supportive community. Your presence here strengthens our mission to bring hope to every corner. I would love to read your comments. Tell me what city you're listening from and write, "I accept my purpose." That small gesture is a way of acknowledging that nothing in your life happens by accident and that there's a loving gaze watching over your every step. Prepare yourself, because what has begun to blossom within you cannot be stopped. This transformation doesn't ask for permission. It simply happens when your will aligns with what is good and true. Sometimes try to resist positive changes only delays our own peace. You are no longer a spectator of your own existence. Now you are sailing with current. Think of the seed. To become a majestic tree, it must first be broken. There is no going back to who you were before, because what is being born from this process will be much stronger, more transparent, and capable of blessing not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. We are entering a new phase where your intuition and inner vision will carry far more weight than the noise of the outside world. You will feel that life demands a little more of you, that your boundaries are expanding. But that very pressure is what brings clarity. With the responsibility of this growth also comes a serenity to handle it. Remember that in the great stories of faith, the step was taken before the path was fully visible. Movement always precedes revelation. You are not simply watching life unfold. You are actively participating in its creation. Being called to a life of purpose is not a superficial adornment. It is an honor that requires courage. What has lain dormant within you for so long is now emerging, waiting for you to have the courage to embrace it. This is the moment to leave doubt behind and become a beacon of stability in a constantly changing world. Remember all those times you felt different, as if you didn't fit the mold. Those moments when your inner wisdom led you down paths others never understood were never a coincidence. Like grand dreams that precede great missions, your experiences have been preparing you for something greater. Everything you've experienced up to now has been a silent formation. Wisdom doesn't always arrive with great fanfare. Often it's built in stillness when no one is watching. That whisper you once felt within has now transformed into a clear and persistent call that you can't ignore. Time is changing and you are evolving with it. It's time to walk in complete alignment with your purpose. I invite you to take this step without looking back. Embrace your identity with that perfect blend of courage and humility. We often wait for external signs to believe, but what the world truly needs is your presence, your clarity, and that inner light that only you can bring. This awakening is the ultimate bridge between the person who is merely surviving and the person you were always meant to be. However, this process requires preparation that goes beyond what you do. It's about who you are inside. It's necessary to examine the internal structure of your life, your recurring thoughts, your habits, and what you cling to tightly. I'm not asking you to judge yourself, but to refine yourself. There are things that once protected you, but that no longer have a place on your new path. Sometimes, to move forward with greater strength, we need to travel lighter. Begin a deep cleansing within yourself. Release the doubt that clouds your mind, the resentment that weighs on your heart, and the fear that limits your spirit. You need to create space so that truth can firmly take root. In this process, silence and reflection are your best allies. Whether you seek a moment of solitude or write down your thoughts, the connection with your essence deepens when you silence the noise of the outside world. Pay close attention to your surroundings. The atmospheres you inhabit shape your results. What you allow to be around you directly influences what grows within you. As the old saying goes, guard your heart carefully, for from it springs life itself. This isn't about rigid control, but about being a good steward of your own energy and well-being. Trust the invisible work happening beneath the surface. True preparation is a combination of taking decisive steps and, at the same time, trusting the process. You are being equipped with the discernment and strength needed for what is to come. What is truly yours will find you at the right time, when your heart and mind are in perfect harmony. When your heart, mind, and spirit finally align, the ground of your life becomes fertile. What is meant to take root within you will begin to grow with unstoppable force. Clarity doesn't always arrive with a bang. Sometimes it's like a gift slowly unwrapping, bringing to light truths we previously preferred to ignore or downplay. That fog that clouded your judgment is dissipating right now. What once confused you no longer has power over you. The path forward becomes clear, and those decisions that once seemed optional now present themselves with a certainty that springs from within. It's like reaching the summit of a mountain after an exhausting climb. As you ascended, everything seemed chaotic and difficult. But from the top, your perspective shifts. Now you can see how every piece fits together. Every delay, every unexpected encounter, and every difficult trial reveals its place in the design of your life. This new vision gives you the stability you need to move forward without hesitation. You no longer need to ask permission to be who you are or to act in accordance with your values. However, remember that seeing clearly also entails responsibility. The light that illuminates your path today is the same light that gives you the energy to walk it. This isn't just information you hear. It's a direction being inscribed deep within your being. Once your eyes are open to this truth, it's impossible to go back to being the person you were before. It's crucial that you understand this. Your painful moments were never a product of chance, nor were your trials a punishment. They were your shaping. Just as iron is molded in fire, every blow life has dealt you has refined you. What once threatened to destroy you actually built your resilience, sharpened your intuition, and trained your spirit for the challenges to come. Think back to those days when you felt empty, alone, or reduced to nothing. That wasn't an ending, but a process of purification. Sometimes solitude is necessary to grow stronger before major changes occur. You were secretly prepared, where no one could see you, so that today you can stand with integrity. You are no longer fragile. You are a person forged by experience and ready to move forward with purpose. Allow this truth to settle deep within you. Nothing you have experienced has been in vain. You were not punished. You were prepared for the task ahead. The weight you feel now is not the weight of fear, but the weight of responsibility and readiness. The moment you've been waiting for has been quietly drawing near, and today you stand on its threshold. The days ahead will completely transform the landscape of your life. You must understand that this is not an ordinary period on the calendar. It is a moment of ignition. What you choose to think, what you decide to prioritize, and what you allow to grow in your mind today matters more than ever. Stay alert and let go of anything that steals your peace or throws you off balance. You will see that the signs of this shift will come quickly. Some will challenge you to be better, while others will suddenly open doors. This is your call to action. Your focus must sharpen, and your confidence must translate into concrete steps. What lies ahead is a complete renewal, a step toward the extraordinary. And most importantly, you're not entering this new chapter unprepared. You've already been equipped with everything you need. Wisdom, intuition, and resilience aren't things you'll receive in the future. They're tools forged within you through your experiences and that unseen guidance that never let go. These aren't abstract ideas. They're your life tools. Discernment to choose what's right, courage to move forward even when you feel uncertain, compassion to see others clearly, and faith to stay strong when the ground seems to shift. Now is the time to use these tools with confidence. Each one has a specific purpose, and all were forged precisely for the stage of your life. When doubt tries to creep in, return to what already resides within you. True power isn't brute force. It's alignment with your purpose. When you are in harmony, you lack nothing. Nothing essential has been hidden from you. Fear may whisper from time to time, but it no longer holds the reins of your life. Doubt may speak, but it no longer makes decisions for you. The path that unfolds before you is intentional, measured, and guided with astonishing precision. Moving from insecurity to absolute confidence is the final step asked of you today. It requires courage and, at the same time, learning to trust the process. We must understand that faith doesn't mean ignoring uncertainty or pretending it doesn't exist. True trust is a feeling far deeper than mere logical understanding. It's knowing that even if you don't see the whole picture, every step you take has a purpose. When you feel fear trying to surface, don't see it as a failure. See it as a sign to reconnect with your center. Faith has the power to transform doubt into action and chaos into astonishing clarity. This change you're experiencing has nothing to do with seeking status or external recognition. It's about an elevation of your being, a shedding of all that is superficial, so that what is essential can finally flourish. Your focus is shifting naturally. You now seek real impact instead of simply accumulating things, and your life's purpose weighs far more than any immediate outcome. Your foundation no longer depends on what happens outside of you, because you are now anchored in an inner peace that no one can take away. The guidance you needed is already speaking to you through that quiet wisdom that arises in your moments of reflection. The events that seem to redirect your life are not accidents. They are calls that demand your full attention. When you listen with your heart and respond with integrity, your path becomes much clearer. You will notice that what once felt forced or difficult now begins to flow naturally. Your outer world will begin to reflect the order you have established within yourself. You are shaping something truly meaningful, guided by a higher wisdom that knows exactly what you need. The world is waiting to see that version of you who is awake, present, and in harmony. Your light is not meant to seek the applause of others, but to serve as a guide. Your own life is becoming a beacon of hope for those who are still lost. Look back and understand that nothing was wasted. Everything has led to this very moment. Your influence will reach far beyond what you can imagine today. Walk with this new identity, with grace and confidence. Allow what was planted in your soul from the beginning to finally surface. Sometimes, before a transformation is complete, structures we thought were solid can begin to waver. Don't see this as meaningless chaos. It's the necessary storm that only comes to those destined to rise. Your hardships and losses were never signs of weakness. They were proof that something greater was working within you, demanding that you bring forth the best of your spirit. It's crucial to understand that life's storms don't come to destroy you, but rather to expose what can no longer accompany you on your journey of growth. What breaks today is simply what wasn't meant to last. Sometimes the patterns of behavior that made us feel safe begin to crack, and comfort dissolves. Don't see this as a personal failure. On the contrary, it's a sign that you've grown beyond what that environment allowed. Your life is being purified to enable true expansion. It's natural to feel some unease in your emotions or even in your closest relationships when this process begins. The mind always seeks control, and in the face of uncertainty, anxiety may try to take hold. But listen to this clearly. Awakening is rarely peaceful at first. What seems like chaos today is actually a higher intelligence reorganizing your priorities around your most authentic purpose. Pay close attention to the small details. You'll begin to notice signs you previously overlooked. A recurring thought that invites you to change course, an unexpected encounter that opens a new perspective, or a word that resonates deeply in your heart. None of this is by chance. The guidance in your life is becoming clearer, and your intuition is growing stronger every day. The current of change is already moving and propelling you forward with determination. At this stage, what you carry within you will determine the quality of what you receive. The noise of the outside world often clouds our perception, and old attachments only serve to hinder our momentum. Letting go of what no longer serves us is no longer an option, but a necessity. The beliefs that limited you must be left behind, not as a punishment, but as a necessary preparation for your freedom. It's time to forgive whatever needs forgiving, including yourself for past mistakes. Everything you survived was your training. What once hurt you has now given you sharper discernment. What almost broke you actually proved you have unbreakable resilience. Nothing you've experienced was in vain. Each experience has shaped your capacity to endure what comes next. You'll see the first positive changes begin to appear, perhaps subtly. A door that opens a crack, a conversation that restores your hope, or an opportunity where you previously saw only a wall. Those small changes you begin to notice, that door opening or that unexpected opportunity, aren't the final destination. They're simply confirmation that the journey has begun. Some challenges may still arise, but don't see them as obstacles to stop you, but rather as tools to measure your newfound strength. Growth often presents itself as a challenge before revealing its true reward. As you move forward, the threads of your life become visible. You begin to understand, with almost astonishing clarity, how every delay, every detour, and every season of waiting was precisely aligning you for this threshold you stand on today. Time was never your enemy. It was the sculptor shaping you. When the moment of fulfillment arrives, it doesn't arrive halfway. It arrives whole. Your perception sharpens, and you begin to detect connections and purposes that others simply overlook. You now feel the true weight of your decisions and the effect they have on your surroundings. This isn't just your imagination. It's the awakening of your personal responsibility. There's a truth we must embrace without filters. You're not here just to seek comfort, but to be activated. You've been called to ignite something that goes far beyond your own self-interest. At this stage, conscious action is no longer optional. Even the smallest step you take today is a sign that you're in harmony with your purpose. Faith only becomes visible when we take action. Sometimes, this process feels like being in the eye of a storm. That moment of profound silence where everything seems to stop. It's the precise instant to realize that what you thought was falling apart was actually opening up to let something new out. What lies on the other side of that opening is a version of your life that hasn't yet fully revealed itself, but that already belongs to you. Today is the day to face life without disguises and without defenses. It is an act of courage to acknowledge that, in the past, you may have followed paths that led nowhere or trusted things that distance you from your inner truth. Don't hide from that understanding. Receive it as an act of kindness toward yourself. If the ground you felt was stable is shifting, don't desperately cling to the old. On the contrary, accept that this movement is necessary for what truly has value to remain standing. If life is closing doors you once trusted completely, let them go with gratitude. Don't resist change. If you feel an inner calling, step out of your comfort zone and take action. Respond with confidence. It's time to shed everything that can't walk with you into this new phase. Ask for clarity to correct your vision where it has strayed, and allow your heart to realign, letting peace take the place where fear once reigned. Refine your mind so that the truth settles without distortion. Today we renounce unnecessary delay and paralyzing doubt. You no longer need to understand every tiny detail of the future before taking the first step. Understand it will come as you walk. Prepare to embrace this new stage with humility, clarity, and renewed courage. Allow your intuition to emerge where confusion once dwelled, and let your firm resolve replace any hesitation. Don't try to be the person you once were. That version of you has run its course. Now, ask to fully embrace the identity you were created to be. Declare with conviction, I am ready, I am listening, and I am willing to move forward. When you feel it's time to act, do so with the certainty that you are not alone. If you've reached this point, it's because this message has truly resonated within you, and that's what matters most. I invite you to subscribe so we can continue strengthening this community of spiritual growth together. Each new connection helps us expand our impact and reach more hearts seeking honest guidance. In the comments section, write the phrase, "My light shines today." Also, I'd love to know where in the world you're joining us from. Share your city and location so we can feel closer. Your interaction is essential for this message of hope to continue spreading and transforming lives. This meeting wasn't meant to offer you fleeting comfort, but to ignite your passion. After hearing all of this, what's that one step you know you can't postpone for even a second longer? Think about it, decide, and move forward. May peace and clarity always be with you. Amen.